You ever get that feeling like there's a gap in the stories we're told? A sort of chilling sense that the past isn't quite as solid as it seems? Well, today, we're stepping into those very silent corridors of what we call history.
All right, let's just jump right in. What if history, the very foundation of our world, isn't a factual record, but a story? And not just any story, but one that's been meticulously shaped, censored, and edited, where the most terrifying parts aren't what's in it, but what's been deliberately left out.
I mean, we all learn a certain version of the past growing up, right? It feels so concrete, so reliable, almost like it's been carved in granite.
And we're taught to trust it, you know? It's in our textbooks, it's on the plaques in museums, immortalized in these grand monuments. It's the shared story that tells us who we are. And let's be honest, we trust this version because it's comfortable, it's simple, and it feels safe.
But here's the thing, that comfort, it's an illusion. Because for every single story that gets told, another one has been suffocated. A story that now only exists as a faint, chilling echo in the silence.
This, right here, gets to the absolute heart of it. The most powerful deceptions, the greatest lies, they aren't things that are said out loud. They're voids. They're careful, deliberate removals of truth that create a silence so profound we forget a story was ever there to begin with.
And make no mistake, this silence doesn't just happen. It's an act of violence. It's the fire that consumes a library. It's the deliberate destruction of records, the total eradication of an entire culture's memory. For every story that survives, you have to wonder how many countless others were just turned to ash. Their voices silenced, their evidence gone forever.
So you have to ask, right? If these silences were designed, who were the architects? Who profits when the truth just disappears?
The answer, almost always, is the victor. See, people with power don't just win wars. They win the right to write this story. Invasions get reframed as noble discoveries. Destruction becomes progress. For instance, so much of colonial history is told as a tale of brave explorers bringing civilization to new worlds. But the other side of that story, the displacement, the destruction of entire societies, that part is just omitted. That's not history, it's PR.
But the manipulation goes so much deeper than just the battlefield. For centuries, the smartest rulers and strategists, they understood a fundamental truth. If you can control the story of the past, you control the identity, the beliefs, and the actions of the present. You literally own the future.
And there's a chillingly effective playbook for it. First, you take a messy, complex reality and you make it simple. Then, you create your heroes and your villains. No gray areas allowed. After that, you meticulously erase any facts that contradict your clean narrative. And finally, you just repeat that story over and over and over again until it solidifies into what everyone accepts as fact. But this isn't just about some distant past. These manipulated stories, these historical ghosts, they live with us right now. They are haunting our world in ways we barely even perceive.
I mean, just think about it. That clean, heroic story of a nation's founding, it might be hiding a much messier, more brutal truth. A conflict we see as completely justified might have really been a war of hidden agendas. Even our deepest sense of identity is often a carefully constructed narrative built on a foundation of these historical gaps. The past isn't past. It's like a ghost, actively pulling the strings in our present.
So the crucial point is this. The sum of everything you learned in school is really just a tiny, curated exhibit. The true library of the past is vast, it's dark, and it is mostly unread. Which leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? If the official record is a lie of omission, then what truth is out there, waiting for us in some forgotten archive, or in the margins of an old book, or in the silences between the words we've been taught?
This brings us to a radical, entirely new way of thinking. History isn't a subject you memorize for a test. It's a mystery to be solved. It's an active, ongoing investigation into a crime scene that spans centuries. We have to redefine what we're even looking for. The goal isn't to find the single story, because, you know what? It probably never existed. True history is more like a shadow. It's an assembly of fragments, an acknowledgement of missing pieces, and having the courage to live with some unanswered questions.
And this is the point of no return. Once your eyes are open to the possibility that history itself can be a deception, that it has its own agenda, your perception of the world is altered forever. You can never go back to just trusting the story you were given.
You become a detective of time. The past transforms from a lesson into a cold case. Your quest is to look for the clues, to listen for the echoes in the silence. But remember this, it's a mystery that powerful forces, even today, do not want you to solve. The real question is, will you look anyway?